Hi everyone, it's Heidi with HP Paper Crafts. Welcome to my regular Tuesday live. Today is Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. Just gonna take a second here to make sure we're connected. As always, it's always fearful that you're in the wrong spot or you're talking to yourself and it's not actually broadcasting anywhere. It's a thing, it could happen. So let's see. My computer wants to be very slow today. Perfect. Looks like we are golden. So as always, I like to take just a couple of minutes to chat while we wait for everybody to find me in their news feeds before we get creating. Technical difficulties here. There we go. Hi Pam. How are you? All right. Perfect. Hi Shelly. So with all the craziness happening in our world at present, Stampin' Up! Has developed many new challenges and motivations for our Stampin' Up! Community. Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, giving us lots of new ideas to encourage creativity and brighten people's days. So one particularly fun idea comes from our CEO, Sarah Douglas. She started #ShareSunshine. It's all about sharing some positives with people who may need it right now. Her version of Share Sunshine is filling boxes with all kinds of yellow treats and goodies and sending the boxes to people. So sending them literally a box of sunshine. The June Paper Pumpkin Kit is inspired by Sarah, so I thought I would share that. #ShareSunshine. It's a, you get all the supplies to create 8 handmade cards inside this yellow specialty box. When you're done making the cards, you can use the box with the included label. They send you a label so that you can actually mail it to someone. Just fill it with a box with a bunch of sunshine. So, and you can send it out to whomever you think might need a little sunshine in their life. Super cute idea. A fun surprise for your recipient. Just a great idea all around. So you can subscribe now until June 10th to receive the June Paper Pumpkin Kit. But I just wanted to share that. I think it's such a cute idea. I am doing well. Sorting through all the craziness that is life right now, for sure, like everybody else. The next thing that I wanted to share is my bingo. So my online bingo is next week, May 21st. There is still time to sign up. It's happening Thursday, May 21st at 6 p.m. The prizes are all brand new Stampin' Up! Products. The registration fee is $25. Get you entry to the game. We're going to play four bingo games. There's 4 different prizes, all brand new Stampin' Up! Products. And we're going to make 4 make and takes. 4, not 5. I lost count of my fingers there. So the make and takes, you'll actually get a packet for the make and takes. It'll include all the paper, cut and scored, prepped, and any embellishments. You supply the stamps, ink, and adhesive. Stampin' Up! Rules do not allow us to supply stamped images to you. But if you don't have the stamp set that I'm using, that's okay, don't fear. Just switch it up for any stamp set that you may have. Make and takes will likely be delivered this weekend, so sign up soon if you would like one. I do have one example of a make and take that we are going to be making that evening. This super cute card from the Poppies suite. So that's your only sneak peek. Okay, so on to creating. I wanted to show you a super cute project that my upline, Kathy, challenged us. She sent us the products to make these little albums, and I become hooked. So I made one already and gave it away to a friend who I just see popped on, and she's not usually a stamper. Hi, Gina. So I made one for a friend, and I've already given it away already because I couldn't wait, but I just love these little, it's an accordion album. So it's just a little accordion album made out of cardstock and Designer Series paper. So this is the one that we're actually going to make this evening. This one happens to feature my super adorable grandkids that I'm going to put in my office. I just love it. They're super cute. Okay, so what you're going to need is 2 pieces of cardstock. They measure 5.5 by 11. Mine happens to be crumb cake. And we're going to use a scoreboard. Can everybody see me and hear me okay? I feel like we're having some technical issues here. Okay, so anyway, we're going to start with 2 pieces, 5.5 by 11 cardstock. The first piece of cardstock we are going to actually score at 3.5 and at 7. And we're going to set that one aside. The second piece of cardstock we are going to score at 2.5, at 5, and at 8. And then I do have a third piece of cardstock. This is going to be the hinge for our little album. This measures 1.5 by 5.5, and I scored it right down the middle at 3.25. I mean, excuse me, at 3/4. Goodness me. So now I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to burnish all of these score lines. So our little hinge here, and then all the score lines on our cardstock. And if there's anybody on our stamping team, you've probably already seen this album. Like I said, my upline Kathy sent it out to all of our team members, and I've just been in love with creating them. I've had a lot of fun. Okay, so now you have 2 pieces. So this one looks like a Z fold, this one looks sort of like a W. So you're going to make sure that your folds leave you with a piece on the front and the piece on the back. So these 2 in the middle are going to connect, and that's what's going to give you your little accordion fold. So right here, we're not going to glue these together. We're actually going to use the hinge so that it gives us that page. So I'm going to set those together, and I'm going to use some liquid glue on my little hinge here. So I'll just go ahead and I will cover both sides. And I'm going to set the first one behind here. And then we're going to line up the top piece, set it here. We're going to fold this one over so that everything is encompassed in our little hinge. So now when you go to open it, you have a faux accordion album, and the hinge is on the back. Okay? So there is that. So now it's just a matter of decorating. Your hook 2 Pam, I just love them. I think they're so cute. You could do so many different things with them. So I have a pile of cardstock and Designer Series paper that I already cut, and that's going to go line each page inside our album. So I went ahead, I got a little anal on the second one. The first one I just sort of let it happen, and I put all the pages in, but then I realized that I have a lot of the same matching paper showing when I close the album, and I didn't like it. So if you're anal like me, if you're a little OCD and you want to change it up, you can actually lay these out so you know which one is going to be seen when you shut your album like this. So the pieces that you need, and I printed these out so that, or I wrote them out so that if you wanted to screenshot the dimensions, you could do that now. But you need 2 pieces of cardstock measuring 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, 2 pieces at 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, 2 pieces at 3 1/4 by 5 1/4, and 1 piece at 3 3/4 by 5 1/4. The Designer Series paper that you need is 2 at 2 by 5, 2 at 2 1/2 by 5, 2 at 3 by 5, and 1 at 3 1/2 by 5. All right, so now I'm just going to go ahead, and like I said, I have mine all together already where I wanted them. So now it's just a matter of adhering them inside the album. And I'm going to glue my DSP to my backgrounds. My background, oh goodness gracious, I cut that one wrong. Right off the bat, Heidi, you're a hot mess. Okay, so that piece is wrong. This piece I think I cut to the same width. So let's just trim this down. There's nothing wrong with those dimensions that I gave you. It's the way that I cut this piece. So essentially, the Designer Series paper is going to be 1/4 of an inch smaller than your cardstock. And then it will fit right into your little cardstock and give it a frame. So that's going to go here. And I did these sort of backwards here. And you can use any Designer Series paper. This happens to be the retiring paper that's in the Poppies suite, which I just love. There's so many pretty patterns in that paper. Although I've seen the Designer Series paper that's coming out in the new catalog, and you will not be disappointed. There are so many nice papers coming. I will tell you, I was online today and I saw that my absolute favorite, the Bird Ballad paper, is on clearance for $8 a pack. And it was still on there as of this afternoon. So if you need some of that really awesome Bird Ballad paper, now's the time to snatch it up. That has to be one of my favorites. If you make one of these albums, I would love to see it. I think they're so cool. Like I said, I gave one to a friend already. And this one I am going to put in my office. Has my little grandbabies in it. Whoops. The one that I gave away to my friend was actually a bunch of pictures of us all together through the years, and she loved it. These would make a really cute little, they used to call them brag books, so you could carry around your family or your fur babies or whatever you want to carry around. I could have assembled some of these pages so you didn't have to watch me glue this all together, but here we are. I didn't think that far ahead. All right, and then last but not least, I have one more. And honestly, to be honest, if I was going to give this away to someone, on the back of the cardstock of these, I would probably use liquid adhesive only because it just has staying power. So if you want something to, last for a long time, it's not necessarily on the VSP because it's lighter, but on the back of the cardstock, I would actually use the liquid adhesive and glue this down to the album, and it would stay better. All right, last page there. All right, so now I have my album all lined up. So then what I did is I went ahead and I just cut a bunch of pieces from this same suite out of the dies that came with the Poppy paper, the Poppy stamps, goodness. And I used some scraps of the Designer Series paper, and I just cut myself out a couple of flowers. And these I just use as embellishments on a couple of the different pages. These are pretty simple flowers to cut out. There's no rhyme or reason to the lines. They're watercolor flowers. They don't stay inside the lines, so you can just randomly cut around them. And you have some pretty easy embellishments for your little book. So on one of the pages here, you'll see I used this die cut from the Poppy dies, and I decided to make it just a little pocket. So on one of the pages, I'm just going to take this, and I actually just cut around. You could leave it whole if you wanted to, but this piece is a 3x3 piece of Whisper White. I cut the die, the window die that's in that set, just down in the bottom, leaving myself some room so that I could glue around the edge. Like so. And then I am going to use the liquid glue, and I'm just going to glue it, as I said, around the edge. So then you could use this actually as a pocket if you wanted to put some tags in here. You could use it, you could put a gift card in here if you're giving it away as a gift, somebody's birthday or graduation. You could use it in that manner. In mine, I just put a photo, but I did leave it open so that if you wanted to use it as a pocket, you could slide something down in there. Okay, so there's that one. On another one of the pages, I cut out some different things. So I cut out some of the poppies from the die set. I cut out this little red embellishment here that can go on one of the pages, and I put it down at the bottom. I think I'll put it, well, I'll probably stick with the bottom. That's just going to go just as a little decoration down at the bottom, and it actually perfectly fits on these center pieces here, the center size, I should say. This is another little die cut that came in the set, and what I did is I just sort of gave it a little shave so that I could give myself enough room, and I put it right up at the top of one of my pages. Like so. And then I'm going to take one of those flowers that I cut out of the Designer Series paper and a couple of the leaves. And for this, I'm just going to cut off the ends of the stems because the flower is not big enough to hold both. And I'm going to use a little bit of the liquid glue. And you could go ahead and you can embellish this any way you wanted. You could stamp on these. If your pictures are big enough, you actually don't need a whole lot of embellishment. And then this guy, oops. This guy is going to get glued right on that little white embellishment there. The only thing you want to do is be mindful that nothing hits your seam edge. So if anything goes over across the seam, it's going to bend on you and it's not going to allow you to close your book real thoroughly. Okay, so then to finish off the front of the book, I took this die from the set here, and I just stamped "These are the moments we'll look back on with joy." And that is in the Peaceful Moments set that comes with this Poppy suite. And I'm just going to stamp it right in the center. Sorry if my head gets in the way, I'm just going to try to get it centered there, like so. I'm going to take a couple more of these flowers that I cut out, and this time I think I'm going to do them down here because I put my words a little off center there. I'll actually put the glue here so I don't get it everywhere. There. And this guy. It's gonna go there. Pull back in this one. I just love this. This is my favorite piece, I think, out of that Designer Series paper. It's so pretty. And I'm going to take the leaves and I'm just going to, again, these were also cut out of that same suite. This will eventually lay down. I just need to rescore some of those lines. And I'm going to layer the leaves behind. It's just not going to stay. It's bound determined. It's going to run away on me. There we go. Where there's a will, there's a way. And I'm just going to fill in. I cut myself a few different leaves here. And it'll glue onto the back. This is such a fun little gift for someone. They're super adorable. And the possibilities are endless. With all the different Designer Series papers you could find. I'll rearrange these so they're not quite over the edge as much there. The beauty of liquid glue. You can change your mind. You don't have long to change your mind, but you can change your mind. Okay, then I'm going to tack that down with some dimensionals. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put my dimensionals here, rather than on my tag here, so that I know that they're not going to go over the edge. And there we go. And then last but not least, I have some little red bling out of the holiday rhinestones. And I'm just going to add a couple on my little tag. Whoops. That one doesn't want to stay. There we go. So there is my cute little accordion fold album. Again, super cute gift for a birthday, for a wedding, an anniversary gift with all kinds of pictures of the couple. That would be cute in one of these. All kinds of different uses for these. Graduation, grandbabies. So anyway, hope you guys like this little project. And thank you, Kathy, for inspiring me. I have had so much fun making these little albums, and I'm sure we'll make many more to come. I hope you recreate this project and that you'll share it with me if you do make them. I would love to see them. Hope you all have a great evening. Happy stamping, everybody. Bye-bye.